All right, so we're diving deep into a Champions League matchup this time. It's Dinamo Zagreb go up against Borussia Dortmund. And, just based on some of the pre-match stuff I've been reading, this one could get interesting.
Yeah, it really could be. You got Dinamo Zagreb, a team that,
Yeah.
not really a household name in the Champions League, but they've been turning some heads. And then you got Dortmund. I mean, Dortmund's Dortmund, but they've had some struggles, especially on the road.
Yeah. Speaking of Dinamo Zagreb, 2 wins in a row in the Champions League. Right. I mean, that's got to give them some confidence, especially when you think about, their track record.
Exactly. I mean, those 2 wins, those are as many wins as they've had in their previous 25 Champions League games. So that's saying something.
Yeah, it really is. But, they've had some draws lately.
Yeah, some draws in their domestic league, which,
Yeah.
it's not a loss, but I mean, their coach is even going around calling a draw a victory.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, not getting those 3 points, clearly there's some frustration there. And going up against a team like Dortmund, well, let's just say they're going to need to find that winning momentum.
It sounds like they're really aiming for that too.
Yeah.
It'd be their first ever 3-win streak in the Champions League.
Yeah, history in the making, potentially.
Yeah.
But you got to look at the other side of it. I mean, their home record lately hasn't exactly been, inspiring. Only 1 win in their last 5 games, and that's across all competitions. And then you got the German team factor.
What's that?
They've lost 7 straight games against German teams. 7.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's not great.
Not ideal. Not ideal at all.
Well, let's talk about Dortmund then, because, they're a big name, but like you said, they've been struggling.
Oh, absolutely. Strong at home, but on the road. Forget about it. I mean, we're talking 6 straight losses away from home in all competitions. 6 in a row. And it's not even just the losses. It's the way they're losing. They've let in 5 goals in 2 of those losses. And, one of those was against Real Madrid in the Champions League.
Oof. So not good. But they're doing fine at home.
Yeah. I mean, their home record in the Champions League is perfect.
Yeah.
And they just crushed Freiburg.
But what gives? What's the deal with these away games?
It's a puzzle. Maybe it's tactical, maybe it's mental, maybe it's just bad luck. But if they want to make a real run in the Champions League, they gotta fix it. And fast.
Yeah, especially with Bayern Munich coming up, right?
Right. That's a huge match, so yeah, the pressure's on.
Okay, so we've talked about the teams overall. Let's talk about some players. Who should we be watching for Dinamo?
Well, keep an eye on Dario Pikic. He's on a bit of a hot streak right now.
What's he done?
Well, he scored in 2 of his last 3 appearances. And here's the kicker. Dinamo's unbeaten in their last 21 games where he scores.
Wow, so if he scores.
They tend to do pretty well. 18 wins and 3 draws in those 21 games, to be exact.
All right, that's impressive. So that's Pikic. What about Dortmund? Who should we be watching?
Well, on Dortmund's side, there's Maximilian Baer, another young talent with a real nose for goal.
They've been scoring too.
Oh, yeah. In his last 3 games where he's played the full 90 minutes, he's scored every time, and that's for both club and country.
So we got 2 guys on fire. That's going to be a fun matchup to watch.
Absolutely. Will Pikic use that home advantage, or will Baer keep his scoring streak going? It's a real clash of styles.
Okay, so before we wrap up, I gotta throw this out there. Dortmund has won their last 6 Champions League matches against teams that aren't Real Madrid.
Interesting stat.
So is this a good sign for them? Are they going to roll over Dinamo?
Well, that's the big question, isn't it? Dinamo, they've been surprisingly strong. And Dortmund, they've got those away game woes. Could this be a trap game for Dortmund? Could they underestimate Dinamo? I mean, anything's possible, right?
Yeah, anything's possible. So what do you think? Can Dinamo pull off the upset?
Shows no UP.